My answer here is Paul Reed for what it's worth. So,
Okay.
And the reason is I think he's getting the biggest leap in terms of role that he's going to be asked. And I'm trying to think if I'm missing. Cade's essentially the same role. I guess Assar could be an answer. Like, just what does he improve offensively? Duncan's going to be in the same role. Jalen Duren's essentially the same role. Like, maybe wrong. I thought Paul Reed was my favorite answer here because it's like, no, you're the backup big. You're going to start. Paul Reed's going to start 15 to 20 games for this team. Like Jalen, most likely, like, I'm not trying to wish injury on Jalen Duren. I already talked about that earlier. I guess he played 70 games last year. So 10 to 15 games, he's going to be the starting center. He's going to double his minutes played this year, would be my guess. And so I think he's getting a big time opportunity, and I think he's going to be up for it. And so I wonder if he's the guy, just in terms of production, we see the biggest leap from.
I think that's a really good answer. Mine was Isaiah Joe, because
Okay.
I think there's a pretty good opportunity that maybe he's the starting shooting guard, because I know that's a conversation that a lot of people have been having. I think Duncan or Isaiah Joe, like pick your poison, really. For whatever reason, every time we sign someone in free agency or we trade for a player, it seems like they have their best statistical season for whatever reason. Like, when Malik came, he broke the all-time three-point shooting record. I could definitely see Isaiah Joe have more of a longer leash with JB and just kind of let him, attempt 6 to 8 threes a game. Could totally see Isaiah Joe having a breakout season with Detroit.
No, I love it. I mean, he's going to get great opportunities. I think he is a real floor spacer. Again, I think one of my favorite, I can't wait for the first Isaiah Joe go screen with Cade Cunningham, and then just gets that catch and shoot three and is able to knock it down. When I did my breakdown for the Substack, I think his defense is probably better than what people realize, because that Oklahoma City team is just, has so many good defenders. Sometimes whenever guys just okay, it's like, oh, well, he's not that good. It's like, no, he's not bad. It's just he's not Cason Wallace or Lou Dort or J-Dub, and that's okay. So on Detroit, he's not Assar Thompson. He's not Ron Holland, but I think he's going to be perfectly fine defensively. So that's a really good name. I think Isaiah Joe is going to be really good for this team.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, I think some people think it's going to be Assar. I think my only pushback on that is he going to get consistent minutes? Because that was a thing last year where he'd get pulled out of games with foul trouble or for whatever reason. I know we talked about rotations a little bit earlier in the podcast. For whatever reason, Assar was never really playing close to 30 minutes a game. But I like the Assar pitch. I think you could probably see a little bit more from him. I'd like to see them use him more in Draymond Green type of dribble handoffs, because I think it would be really fun.
So I did that again, a bunch of shameless plugs here, and I apologize for being that guy. But I did the breakdown in terms of, I think I went and just his top 5 assist games are the ones I chose for whatever reason. And, the potential to be more of a creation role. And again, it's not necessarily him dribbling across half court and getting a ball screen from a stagnant set or anything. It's just ways to utilize him strategically. And I've said this for a couple years, that I think more guys that are like Assar Thompson, like Dyson Daniels, should study Draymond Green more to find a way to be effective against defenders who don't step out and guard you. Now, there's an important caveat there, Anthony. Draymond Green did spend a lot of his career playing with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, and not everybody gets to play with those two guys in the way that they can really shoot the basketball. But you can still learn how to dribble into a DHO or attack into this space or that space. I will say this, and again, I don't know if Pistons fans like when I say this or not. I think he should get to straight up study Dyson Daniels. I think Dyson Daniels is an underrated offensive player for a guy who also was not able to space the floor last year for the Hawks whatsoever. I've said for 2 years now, I think Dyson Daniels is a little overrated defensively and underrated offensively. And especially with the way he can pass the ball, and Assar Thompson has that talent, I think he could go do some of the things Dyson Daniels does for the Hawks, which, to your point, is some of the similar things that we've seen Draymond do for a decade plus.
Yeah, I was hoping JB would do it a little bit, but I know he had the ball in Jalen Duren's hands so much. I was like, just give me like a quarter of it. I want to see him just kind of run like DHOs because I think he's a good enough ball handler, and I think some of the passes he makes, some of the reads he makes, I
Yeah.
actually have to like pause the TV and rewind. I was like, there's no way he just made that pass because it's
Yeah.
just a beautiful like pocket assist or just like a he had like one that was like wrapped around where he like threw it like I don't even know. I still have it on my phone. I still don't believe he even made that pass in like tight traffic. I was like, man, that's insane.
I'm interested to see. We know how good he is defensively. I'm just interested to see, like, is there even more? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
is this what we get consistently for the next 5 years? Is there another little step here that makes him even better? If he gets more offensive usage, does he actually take a step back defensively, right? Like, does it take away from his defense, which is, I think, something you would want to avoid? So I'm really interested to just kind of see this season from Assar all around, both ends of the court.
Yeah, I feel like we really saw like the free throw jumpers, and then like maybe once a week you would see like just random like turn away like fade. And I was just like, I want to see that a little bit more. Like if he had like that turn away fade as like a go-to move, like it would be like I think a really good weapon for him to just kind of like keep on like keeping the defense guessing.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with the, hey, let Assar play as a primary, secondary creator, whatever, is he has to be able to score the ball efficiently. You know, we often
Yeah.
think of that as just distributing the ball and creating for others. He can get to 8 feet about any time he wants. But if
Yeah.
he's not consistently making that shot, defenses are just going to stay home and, okay, make 10 of those tonight, Assar, so go score 20 points on, 8 to 10 foot mid-range pull-ups. And if you don't, then we've taken everybody else out of the game and you didn't make, and I'm not saying he can't do that. I'm just saying that is a part of this, is him being efficient, finishing at the rim and finishing those little like short mid-range pull-ups that you're talking about.
Yeah. Only nitpicky thing with me is like if he's got so much prime position in the paint, don't kick it back out. Just go up
Yeah.
strong.
Yeah.
Please. That's
Yes.
like the
Agreed.
only nitpicky thing I could actually like complain about with this Hara. Other than that, it's just like I know it's a process. I know his jump shot's a process, but I mean, biggest leap. I love the Paul Reed. I think it's Isaiah Joe. Some people think it's going to be Ron Holland. Someone says it's going to be Chaz Lanier.
Interesting.
Um, I feel like Chaz has to shoot 50% from three to even crack the rotation in preseason.
I just don't see how he even gets a chance. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, listen, we're not there for like training camp and stuff like that. And maybe he just goes in and outplays. I don't know. Like, I just don't think he's outplaying Isaiah Joe, Ron Hollins, Herder,
Yeah.
Javon. Like, I realize these guys aren't all the same position, but you're kind of just talking about this big group of wings, off-ball guards, non-on-ball players. I don't know how he's able to get through all of those guys. I just think there's so many. So I think I think he will get chances throughout the year. And then maybe if he takes advantage of those opportunities, we see him continue to get them because he will get some injury, foul trouble, etc. I just don't see how like he starts the season in the top 12 of the rotation, let alone the top 10.
I think he has the Marcus Sasser role where he's on the bench.
Sure.
JB plays him in garbage time, or maybe players are just not hitting their shot and he gives them a little bit of a run to get the juice flowing a little bit. Like I could totally see Chaz being in that Marcus Sasser role. Not to say that he couldn't play. It's just you look at the shooting guard room, you look at the wings on this team, like they are very, very deep. So it either take an injury or JB just decides, hey, we're down 20. Like, let's see if this kid can give me a spark real quick.
Yeah, I agree.